Okay, so I had a question on Facebook that was really interesting. It wasn't personally to me, it was just for the group. But it was on Everything Bibles. You guys should totally join that group. We do awesome discussions and we post pictures of our Bibles and we're totally nerds about it. But, anyways, the question was, if you could only use one Bible for a certain amount of time, let's say a year, would you use the Crossway Thinline or the Crossway Omega? I think this is like a really good question because, like, they're both amazing and they're both portable, somewhat portable, and they're both readable, and they're great Bibles overall. Like, they're so nice. So I wanted to do a comparison real quick, and this isn't going to be a long video. We're just going to get into it real fast. So don't get confused. This is just a Horween Thinline, and this is a goat skin. I just didn't have the same cover to look the same on the outside, but they're going to be the same. They're both going to have the raised pine hubs, the perimeter stitching, the really nice covers. The only difference on the outside is going to be the ribbons. So the ribbons on the Thinline, there's just 2, and the ribbons on the Omega, there's 4. So I wish there was more ribbons on the Thinline, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's put them on top of each other. So putting them on top of each other, you can see that the Omega is a little bit wider. And it's going to be wider by, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Something like that. And then on the top, let's move this down so you guys can see that. On the top, it's going to be maybe a 1/2 inch longer. And they're going to be identical on the side. They're both going to be really thin. So you can see that the Omega is just slightly larger. If we go to the text, these are both going to have that 28 GSM that is just absolutely beautiful. Just because it's 28 GSM, don't think of 28 GSM as thin and bad. This 28 GSM on Crossway is just beautiful. It's literally it's my favorite paper. I like this 28 GSM better than Cambridge paper. It's just so beautiful and smooth, and it's so nice. I'm gonna do a review soon of the different types of paper in these major distributors. So anyways, you're gonna get the same paper. The only difference is that this is gonna have, the Omega is gonna have a 10.5 font, and then the Thinline is going to have an 8-point font. So if you can't see very well, you gotta choose the Omega. If you can see well and you like 8-point font, then choose the Thinline. Okay, so last thing, and I think this is the most important thing, especially for you that don't have these physical Bibles, it's all about how they feel in the hand. So, like, if I pick up the Thinline, this is my everyday carry. I carry it all the time. This feels good in one hand. It's so portable. I take this to coffee shops. I take this to my job. I take this literally everywhere. It's super portable. This is just larger than a personal size Quintel. So it's just absolutely, I think, the most perfect size, and it's just great text. It's a great layout. I can hold it in one hand. So nice. So the portability is a 10 for this. It's perfect portability. The thing about the Omega is it's definitely portable. There's no doubt that it's portable. But just holding it, and you can see from the camera, holding it in one hand feels good but not great. And you can see that it's kind of flopping over the edges of my fingers. You can see this. I have a large hand. Like, I have a fairly large adult male hand, and it's just not perfect. I mean, I know we're comparing things that are really close right now, but if I had to carry this for a whole year, I mean, it feels like, I mean, 3/4 of an inch on the right and then 3/4 of an inch on top makes a big difference when this is the only Bible that you'd be reading. So my personal opinion, if it's me, I'm 100% taking the Thinline all day. I mean, it's the portability aspect of it is the main thing. I can take it to church. I can lead a Bible study. I use it for when I'm studying for college. I can use it whenever. I mean, it's perfect. The Omega, I love the Omega. The Omega is absolutely great, and it was my personal carry for a short period of time. But the thing is, I think it's a little bit too large. I think the text is just a little bit too big. 10.5 is just like a 10 is my max. Like anything over 10 is just too much for me. Like the Topaz at 12 is just too much. So if you like 10.5 font text and you can't see this small 8 point text, then you should go for it. Get the Omega. But portability wise is all day the Thinline. But once again, I don't think you can go wrong with either. I think they're both great Bibles. But I hope that you found this review beneficial, and I hope that you guys have a blessed rest of your day. All right, bye.